Hello and welcome to the Mindset Alchemy podcast. Janine here. I love helping you understand the impact words, your thoughts, and your feelings have on your life. Because our thoughts create, they trigger emotions which come from beliefs. Our feelings generate, they work with those thoughts to help us create where we're going. And guess what? Our words shape it. Now, when we're in relationships, we may not always understand that the other person, their body, can feel what we are thinking. So if you are in any way feeling disparaging, disgusted, or not happy with them, their body picks it up. It doesn't matter how much you smile and say, oh, you're awesome and lovely and wonderful. Their body hears you body to body, wound to wound, soul to soul. And this is something people are very unaware of, that your body speaks to somebody else's body and their body speaks to yours. That gut instinct you have that something's not just quite correct, and your intuition is whispering to you to not trust somebody. I wonder what your body is hearing from their body, because that is what is happening here. Now, I digress. Something that also happens is when you're not meant to work with somebody, you will also be blocked from them, and you'll meet them a few months or a few years later and go, what on earth did I think that for about that person? What normally has happened is you weren't meant to work with them at that time or be with them at that time. So body to body, you were repelling each other. How does it get any better than this? Life is complex. Relationships are complex. And if we now have to be aware what our thoughts and our feelings are feeling from another person's body, it becomes even more complex. Or does it? When you can learn what your body is saying about a relationship, about a meeting, about what is happening in life, you learn to know intuitively. When you can tap into your soul and hear that quiet whisper that says, turn left at the traffic light rather than going straight like you normally do, and you can follow it, that you begin to understand that there is much more beyond what we can see, and that when we're prepared to listen to that whisper, work with that feeling, that knowingness deep within, we get to create with ease, with joy, and things are just so much more, well, if I use the word effortless, there's still work. Don't worry about it, there's still work. It's just work that is aligned with us and flows in half the time. Now, I'm not sure what questions you have at this point. I just know people say to me, well, how do you know this, Janine? Well, one of the things is to know yourself, know how you think, know your strengths, know your talents, so that when something that you wouldn't normally think pops in, you can test and see, whose is this? If it's heavy, it's yours. If it's light, it's somebody else's. If it's heavy, go and deal with it, or contact somebody like myself who can mentor you through it, coach you through it, and help you through it. I love helping my clients understand what it is that is being said to them and shown to them, and have the tips and the tools to do something about it as well. Because let's be honest, you can know how to do something and yet not be able to do it because you haven't yet been shown how to do it. Which brings me to another point. When we have a good relationship with ourselves and a good understanding of ourselves, we really can step forward in a far more aligned way and do things that take less effort and bring far more joy into our life. Because when we choose to work in joy, we are able to move forward as well at a much faster pace, a lighter pace, and life just feels so much better. The same goes in our relationships. When you hear that whisper, do not associate with that person, because quite frankly, you're not part of their soul contract, their highest soul contract. It's not for the highest of good for everybody. And you go ahead with it. Guess what? You get to sort the mess out. You learn another lesson. You take on board something else that wishes to come forward. Either way, if you choose to be a winner, you will be. It's to ask, What else is possible? How does it get any better than this? How can it get any better than this? And then listen to that inner whisper. Now, when you're meeting people for the first time, most of us are not going to show our most vulnerable parts to them. We create a persona of when we meet strangers. We create a persona of when we're with our families. We create a persona of when we're with ourselves even. And it's to understand who we are being at that point in time and how that being in that situation operates, that we are able to pick up on the cues that our body and our soul are giving us, that our intuition is whispering to us. And with this, we can then do what is most aligned. And it's to know how you think, what you think, how you would normally react in certain circumstances. And when you start doing something out of the way, it's to get curious about it, to explore it and say, well, what are the infinite possibilities here? What can I do with this? And what am I meant to do with it? Obviously, that is a really good question, because maybe you're not meant to do anything yet. I also love the question I ask myself, will this add to my life now, or will it decay my life now? And whichever one feels lighter is the one that I know is a yes. Now, not everybody feels it as a lightness in their body. You might get a goosebumps, you might get a feeling in your forehead. It's to check in and see what your body says to you and how it's saying to you. I find when I work with clients, I keep asking them, what are you feeling in your body? Because as we explore that, they are able to understand what's coming forward and what is happening. This empowers them and myself to help them at a much, much deeper level. What this also does is it helps us walk and work more within what is aligned for us. Some people call it a purpose. I personally am not so keen on that word purpose, because so many people come to me saying, I just want to know what my purpose is. Well, right now, sitting in front of me, your purpose is to be a seeker. When you're at home making dishes, washing the dishes, your purpose is to be a comfort maker, because you're cleaning the area and making it better. And so we look at very much what is our mission, what brings us joy, what do we feel aligned with? And that is how we go from purpose to purpose. We go from space to space, and we find our place. And when we become aware of our words, what we're thinking, the patterns and the cycles, we start understanding the story we're telling ourselves. Because this story comes into play in each and every relationship. If you have been told a certain type of person can harm you or hurt you, or if it's been your experience with one or two people, you will bring that emotional trigger, will be triggered from that belief. And then it creates a scenario that sets you up to speak this fear to that person's body. They pick it up with their body and they don't know what's going on, because they don't mean you any harm. And yet they're picking up on your unease, and they may feel it's theirs. They may change the way they are relating to you. And it's to understand, where am I coming from with this person, this situation, that we step into a far more aligned way of working within a relationship. What relationship means is, where are you in relation to that person? Which in its own way prevents closeness. It prevents understanding when we are not aware of this. So where are you in relation to a stranger? You've never met them. You don't know what they like. They don't know what you are like. So you are at opposite ends of a pole. As you come closer with a friend, you're in relation to them because you have more understanding of them. You may be closer, you may not. It's to look at, where are you in relation with them? Are they there as a friend, a worker, a partner? What is the relation you have to them, and where are you situated in an energetic space with them? And this also helps us in situations to understand what the purpose is and the mission within that situation, and where have we set it up, or where have they set it up and we have agreed to be part of it. And many times, because we're not sure of what's going on, we may not fully enter into working with the other person or the situation in a way that brings ease. And it's to have the awareness of what is really going on and check out where you are in relationship to that person. And what are you thinking? What are you feeling? Where beliefs are coming forward and where past experiences are coming forward, that we are able to deepen relationships and become closer, more understanding, and more compassionate of each other. Let me know how this resonates. And don't forget, the most important person to explore your relationship with is yourself. Where are you in relation to the inner self, to the inner child, to the inner god or goddess, to the inner feeling of equilibrium? What are you feeling in your body, and where did it come from? While you ponder these questions, I would love to invite you to my free Facebook group. It is called Optimal Awareness for Successful Transformation, where I share various tips and tools on how to transform successfully. What does success look and feel like for you? And where are you in relationship to your spiritual journey, your physical journey, and any other journey you feel that you are on? Come and join us. The links will be in the show notes, and I look forward to welcoming you there. Please like and share the podcast, and it would be grand if you would leave a 5-star review on iTunes. Remember, you've got this. Just watch what you are thinking, see what you are feeling, what it's generating, and how are you shaping your life with your words? Where are you commanding your brain with what you cannot do rather than questioning what else is possible? Have a grand, glorious, and amazing day. Bye-bye.